Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me and are new here, my name is Alissa and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is I guess not highly requested video. I don't exactly get requests. I've got like 200 subscribers. But I get lots of questions, you know, whether it's on my Instagram, whether it's in real life, whether I'm meeting new people, people that I've known forever. People are always asking me about my hair because I have been on such a hair growth journey. This is all my natural hair now. As you can see, it's got really thick, it's shiny, it's long. I mean, look at this. I'm not trying to sound big-headed, but I'm obsessed with my hair. I'm so happy. And I've been through it. Like, I'm going to be sharing it with you. Basically, I'm going to share with you like kind of my story, my hair growth journey, what's happened to my hair, and how I got to where I am today. Wow, that sounds so dramatic. How I got to where I am today. But you know what I mean. And obviously, all my tips, of course. Now, before we get into this, I just want to clear this up straight away. Obviously, I'm not about to just, you know, give you all the secret to hair growth and say there's this amazing product that's just going to make you all look like Rapunzel by tomorrow. I wish, but unfortunately not. I mean, actually, to be honest, if there is one big secret amazing product, it's patience. Because you just got to dedicate yourself to all the simple tips, which, to be honest, the stuff I'm going to say, nothing's new, nothing's rocket science. You're probably going to be well aware of what I'm about to say. But it's just being patient and dedicated and sticking to that routine and following these tips. And then hopefully, if you keep persevering, your hair will keep growing and we'll all be natural, thick, long-haired queens. So yeah, obviously I've got a massive mug because I'm just sitting down on my couch. You're in my living room with me and I'm just going to be talking. I haven't even thought about how I'm even going to be saying this story, hints, tips, whatever. So if this is just going to be a massive like word vomit for this whole video, I do apologise. But yeah, how cute is my mug? It says Mrs. on it. I love it so much. But yes, anyway, let's get into the video. What I just want to do now is I'm hopefully going to be inserting right here some before and after pictures quickly so I can show you the actual before and after before I start giving you the full story about how it's evolved. So yeah, hopefully I'm going to be pointing right now to my hair at its absolute worst. You can see all the damage, it all broken off at the front. This picture is literally me with all of my hair like parted to the front like this, and you can see like the ends, there is nothing there, it's just all snapped off. It was horrendous. And then I'm going to quickly insert now as well a picture of my hair now and how long it is, and obviously you can see now. So yes, let's get into the story time. So growing up, I always had really long, thick hair. It was naturally curly, like it was literally ringlets, and this is my natural colour. So it looks quite dark here, but it's actually a mousy colour. So in the summer it goes a lot lighter, in the winter it goes darker. So yeah, my hair was always amazing until it gets to about year 7, and because it was that mousy brown in between colour, it's great because you can kind of get away with either going lighter or darker, but I didn't want to stay with what I had because it just felt a bit like, it was just a bit boring, that mousy kind of colour. So I wanted to go lighter. So I had in year 7, which I think is when I was 12, 13, I think that's about the age. I had some bleach-free highlights, literally just a few things popped into my hair. Like I say, they were bleach-free, so not damaging in any way, but it was just a little something to lighten my hair, which is great because, you know, they were bleach-free. But the problem is when you start getting highlights is you get addicted. This is the thing with being blonde, it is addictive. addictive. I loved being blonde, and it started with the bleach free highlights, and then I think I went back and I was having a T section, and then I was having actual bleach introduced into my hair. And then I kept having a T section probably every few months. Obviously I was at school, so you know, my mum, it was only whenever like my mum would be like, oh, like I'll treat you, and you can get your hair done, you can have some highlights put through. So I kept getting T section, fine, my hair was still really long, thick and healthy. And then yes, I just kept going and going, and then I think I started getting half a head, and then I eventually progressed to having a full head of highlights every few months. At this point, the blonde had obviously built up and built up and built up on my hair. By the time I was kind of like 16, I was pretty much looking fully blonde. Like I'd never had it all just completely dyed. I was always having highlights, but because over the years I'd had highlights so many times, it was just building up, and most of my hair was like literally like blonde at this point. And it was just, I mean, blonde is so much fun. I love being blonde, but it is a nightmare for maintenance because, you know, I'd get it done and by next week I would literally have a brown strip on my head. So yeah, that's not the great thing about being blonde, but like I say, it was fun. I loved being blonde. So yes, that happened. I was really blonde. I think I was having to get my highlights done every like 8 weeks. I was probably getting it done, and at this point it was really starting to take a toll on my hair. My hair was no longer all the way like down to my waist and long. It just kind of been slowly kind of snapping off and getting thinner and wispier at the ends, without me really realizing. And around that time was when like extensions, like hair extensions, were like the new thing. They were like the it thing that everyone was doing. And I think it was after I left school, so it must have been when I was maybe like 19. I think I was following on Instagram all these like companies that were obviously doing hair extensions, and I hadn't been using hair extensions at this point either. I'd never used them before, but this one company came up, and she'd obviously just done a course in LA weave extensions, and she was like, oh, like we need models. So basically I ended up modeling for this company. I only had to pay for the price of the hair, which still is so expensive. It's still hundreds of pounds just to buy the hair itself. And then she fitted it for free, and then I had gorgeous, I mean, I think I was getting 24 inches LA weave, 200 grams of hair. So I was getting long, thick, gorgeous extensions, as well as keeping up on the bleach highlights constantly. And I was living the dream. I felt like such a blonde princess. Like my hair was so long and gorgeous. I loved it so much. And by the way, I just want to say the place that actually fitted my extensions were brilliant, and I used them for a good few years, and there was absolutely nothing wrong on their side. They did an amazing job at fitting my hair extensions when I had them. I loved them. And you know, they say, and everyone, pretty much all hairdressers and hair extension fitting people always say that hair extensions don't damage your hair. Now, I'm not saying that, I don't know how to word this, because I'll be honest, like I just don't know if I believe that. And again, I'm not saying it was the place that I was going to's fault. I think it was just in general. I mean, let's face it, if you've got 200 grams, 24 inches, that is a lot of thick, long, heavy hair attached to your own hair, tightly fitted, pulling at your natural hair, especially when that natural hair is being bleached blonde constantly as well. So, you know, the hair that it was attached to wasn't exactly in its healthiest way either. I think it was definitely the bleach more than anything that damaged my hair, but I think the extensions as well probably did also maybe make it worse as well. So at this point I was having my extensions, they were so long and thick, I couldn't live without them, so I was going back, spending all this money getting them fitted. I would go to the hair extension place, I would get the extensions out, I'd get my highlights done, I'd then get the extensions put back in and get my hairstyle. So I'd be there for hours, I'd be spending like hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and I'd have to do that like basically like every 2 months. It was just a horrible place to be stuck, because once you've got those extensions and you feel like you've got your dream beautiful blonde long hair, and I think this was like the era of like Molly May on Love Island, and everyone wanted bleach blonde beautiful long hair. And so although I was so happy with my hair, it was just costing me a lot of money and it was a lot of upkeep, so I kept doing it, and I think I had my hair like that for a good few years. I'm going to attach some pictures again now so you can see me with my long blonde hair and extensions in. I love it. I loved it. I still love it. But after a while, this like it was the bleach more than anything, I think, but it was just really taking its toll. Like, I'm going to attach a picture where I don't know if you can zoom in on YouTube. I don't think you can, but if you could go on my Instagram, to be fair, and find me. It's at Alissa Daisy. You can kind of just stalk through my old pictures and you can see all the pictures of me blonde, and if you zoom in on some of the pictures you can actually see. But what was happening is some of my hair was just snapping off, and there was this one point where I had this bit of hair that would literally, it was so frazzled from bleach, and where it snapped off, it was like this long, this bit of hair, but it wouldn't lie flat, it would just stick up. And you can actually see this in some of my old pictures. If you like really stalk me and zoom in and have a look, you'll find it. It was awful. And I mean, I knew that it was all snapping off. I knew that my hair wasn't all glossy and shiny like it is here. It was all kind of, it was almost like matte. Like, it was just horrible. The texture was horrible. It was just not nice, but it still looked okay in general because I had my extensions in. But yes, obviously bits were snapping off, and it got to a point where, I'll be honest, I think I was kind of in that like new hair, new me stage as well. I was having a bit of a like personal breakdown as well at the time, going through some things. I was a bit down and all that, and I was thinking about like, I can't just keep coming up with the expense of getting my hair highlighted constantly. It was just too expensive. So I was toying with the idea of going back brunette, because I thought at least then it will be healthier for my hair. Maybe my hair will grow back longer and it will stop snapping off. So I went to the hairdressers, and I still had my extensions in at this point. What they did is they just dyed it all, including the extensions, brunette. So yes, I went back brunette, and I was really glad that I did it. I never once regretted dyeing my hair and going back to my natural colour. It was probably it was the one thing that kind of set off like me actually doing something about my hair. So I went back natural. I was no longer having to bleach it or anything like that, which is, it was great. I'm so glad I did that. Obviously, yeah, I had extensions in still, and then I think once the extensions that I'd had dyed, once they were kind of like not good anymore, then I actually had like proper brunette extensions fitted as well. So I was still getting extensions. Then lockdown hit, COVID, and you know, for anyone who has extensions knows, we all had to go through that awful point of lockdown where we couldn't get our hair extensions fitted. So I had my weave taken out. I think my mum did it. She took it out at home for me, and this is where I'm going to reattach the picture of my hair. This is when it really hit me how damaged my hair was. Like, I'd always known, I'd seen the bits snapping off, the bits sticking up, and before I got the extensions fitted, my hair had got a lot shorter, but it still wasn't anything awful. And it wasn't until here where I actually went without my extensions, because I hadn't seen my hair without extensions. Like, I would just get it refitted, and I was getting extensions for probably 3 or 4 years. Maybe not 4, maybe like 2 or 3 years. And then like reality hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, it was just awful and so devastating to see how damaged my hair was. Like, it was hideous, and it's a good job that it was locked down, because I mean, if we hadn't had lockdown, I don't think I would have ever been stopped and taken them out and forced myself to grow my hair and realise how bad it is. But also, if it wasn't for lockdown, then, you know, it didn't matter that it looked awful, because I wasn't doing anything. Like, I was sitting at home because we couldn't go anywhere anyway. I wasn't working or anything, so it's fine, you know. So yes, I mean, honestly, like, it was just awful. And yeah, from then on, I basically did nothing. I never bleached it or dyed it for that matter. I didn't get any haircuts, to be honest. I'll be honest, like that's one thing that people ask me, say like, do you get your hair cut? I actually haven't had it cut in years. And I mean, people say that getting your hair cut makes your hair grow. That's obviously a lie. Like, cutting this bit doesn't make this bit grow longer, obviously. But it does make it look thicker at the end. So, you know, if you actually look close at my hair, it does actually need a haircut. I am going to get it cut, just a little trim, especially now that it's got finally long enough. I feel comfortable and confident enough to actually get a haircut, and I won't be upset that my hair's got short again. So I'm gonna get a haircut soon, but I have actually just remembered that although I didn't ever get my hair cut professionally, I think there was one time when my mum was like, I think I was sitting down in her kitchen and she was standing like behind me, and she was like, oh, you've got some really like, I think I had just like a few bits of hair that were like a lot longer and wispier than like the other bits, and I think she just like basically just like cutted a few bits off, so just to kind of even it out. So I guess you could say maybe I did have like one haircut, but that would have been like a year and a half ago probably now anyway. So yes, where was I? Yeah, so basically I had the extensions out. I, you know, wasn't really having a haircut anyway. I wasn't blow drying it. I was just letting it dry naturally. So I'd wash it, let it dry naturally, and then just leave it how it is. Obviously, like I say, luckily this was lockdown, so I wasn't doing any modelling stuff. Like, there was no need for me to look pretty. I was like so happy in my relationship with Bobby. Like, we were still, don't know what's going on outside, people just beeping each other. Anyway, yeah, I was so happy with my relationship with Bobby. Like, we were still kind of in our early days, so, you know, I was feeling so comfortable and like confident in myself because of him. So I didn't really care what my hair was like. And I mean, even till now, like basically what I was doing then is what I've continued and I'm still doing now. I wash my hair in the evenings, I let it dry naturally, then I will leave it, and I only really use heat in my hair if I'm putting some curls in it like I've done today. But I don't do that for any, you know, just because I'm popping to Tesco. Like, I pretty much will only do that if I'm literally getting ready to go and model, or ring girl, or grid girl, or I've got a big family event and I want to look nice for it, or it's my birthday or something. So yeah, which obviously, I mean, with my work, it normally is like once a week. So let's say I might not use any heat Monday to Friday, and then when it gets to weekend, I will probably end up curling it. But again, like, I don't just go through like tiny little sections. I pretty much grab big bits and just kind of do a loose thing, and I don't put the tong on like the highest heat setting. And I do use heat protection as well. I think I'm just using like an easy one from Easy Locks at the moment. They actually sent it to me, but you know, you can get heat protection from anywhere. So yes, that's a big thing as well, like restricting the heat. And I don't overwash it either. I don't know if this is another tip that has helped me, but again, like, I literally slob my whole life out Monday to Friday when I'm just at home, like doing like housework and admin and emails and stuff like that. I look such a mess. I don't wear makeup. I might have greasy hair. I might be going to the gym every day anyway, so what's the point in washing my hair every day? Like, it's just, I feel so sorry for Bobby. Like, he thought he was gonna be marrying a model, and the reality is 99% of the time I've got no makeup on and greasy hair. But he loves me and he put a ring on it, so I'm sure it's fine. But yes, so I pretty much, to be honest, like, if I haven't got anything on Monday to Friday that I want to look good for, or need to look good for, like work, then I pretty much I just don't wash it. I only wash it, this is kind of gross, but I only wash it when it I want to look good. So quite often I'll go like Monday to Friday and I might not have even washed it, and then it might get to the weekend and I might have a ring girl job, so then I'll wash it on the Friday night, let it dry naturally, get up on the Saturday, curl it and go do the boxing and have nice hair. So I do think, like, I mean, again, like, I'm not saying don't wash your hair and don't ever dry it and don't ever use heat on it and your hair is going to grow, because it's not the case. But what I'm saying is, the less stress and constant washing and handling and constant drying it, you know, if you're washing your hair every other night and blow drying it, that's a lot of heat that you're constantly putting on your hair. And then you might be styling it, you might be getting up for work and straightening it. Just try and find methods like heatless curls or plaiting it to get some crinkles in it, or wearing it as a ponytail. Try and find methods of restricting your heat on your hair and how often you're washing it, because the less you do to your hair, the better. And then those things that you're doing or not doing, shall I say, just keep at it. I've been doing this. I've been washing my hair like once or twice a week for the past 2.5 years now. I've been not blow drying my hair since I had extensions. I know obviously if you have extensions you kind of have to blow dry it anyway, but I've been not really blow drying my hair every time it's wet for the last 2.5 years. I've been restricting my heat, curling it to pretty much maybe once a week for the past 2.5 years. So it's just all these habits and being patient that you just keep at it. And all this time I haven't bleached my hair, which is the number one thing. Bleaching hair is great, blonde is great, but just be careful. Use Olaplex and don't go crazy. And if, I'll be honest, like if you are brunette, if you have got naturally dark hair and you want to be bleached blonde, just know it is gonna happen. Your hair is gonna snap off. You are gonna have to keep getting it cut, and you're probably gonna end up with a bob if you stay blonde forever. I'm sorry, but it's true. It is true. Bleaching is not good for your hair. And I don't think it matters what salon you go to, even if they do use Olaplex or not. You know, I think Olaplex does help, definitely, but nothing is going to stop bleach damaging your hair. I mean, going forward, I'm not saying I'm never going to bleach my hair. Like, I do always toy about getting a few little, like, maybe like not even balayage, because even balayage would be too intense for what I'm thinking, because I will never want to risk my hair again. I'm so happy with how long and healthy it is now. But maybe in the future, I have thought when I'm completely happy with how long it is, like, I mean, I'm talking when it's down to my bum, I possibly would get a few little blonde bits put through, but I would just never ever go back to having it all over blonde, like constant blonde put through it. And I don't think I'd ever get it through from the roots again either, to be honest, because it's just not worth it. And I am, as much as I've said I love being blonde, I am happy brunette now, and it's fine. Healthy hair is more important to me than being blonde. So yes, now there is one thing that I haven't talked about. And I know at the beginning of the video I said, like, there's no magic formula, there's no magic product that's going to save you. And that is true. However, there is one thing, the only product that I am going to recommend to you guys, which I do think has definitely helped. Again, you know, it's not the whole entire reason why my hair's grown and got so healthy now, but it has helped. So I just want to mention this brand. It's called JS Health. Oh, let me face this way. JS Health vitamins. They do loads of different vitamins, but this one is called Hair and Energy, and I have also been taking these for probably like 2.5 years now as well, to be fair. I mean, I went upstairs, like, when I'm finished, I normally put it in the bin, but I was in my drawer. I went to grab this so I could actually show you guys. And just like alone, I found 3 bottles of it, like just to prove to you guys. I mean, listen, this is obviously not an ad. I'm not sponsored. I've got barely any subscribers on here. This is me being so honest and true to you guys. I have been using these vitamins and I do believe they've helped. I remember when I first started taking them, I had just like, I think this standard tub, it comes with 30. Oh no, this is the 60 tablet tub. But I think the first time I got it, I got the tub of 30. And I remember after that first tub, so you take one a day. So basically you get 1 month's supply. At the end of that month, I had noticed all the baby hairs around my head. Like, can you see here? Like, I noticed so much baby hair had like grown over that month since taking these. Like, you will literally see instant results. It is amazing. So if anything, if there's one thing I want you to buy and spend your money on, it is these JS Health Hair and Energy tablets. I don't think there's even much in them. Like, it says hang on, here we go. This is what's in them: zinc, something that I can't pronounce, Ascophyllum nodosum, containing iodine, and it's got kelp basically in it, and that's literally it. Like, it's got barely anything in it, so I don't know if it's the kelp or the iodine or the zinc, but these are really good. And I have actually tried other stuff before. I think I've tried years ago, I tried the hair burst ones. I didn't really you know, I kind of took them and then didn't really notice anything and thought, I'm not spending money on that again. Whereas these, I spent money on them and I instantly went back and bought more. So yes, I would definitely highly recommend everyone gets these. I'm just trying to think what I haven't talked about. I think the only thing I haven't talked about as well is like shampoo and conditioner. Again, I don't really think there's any shampoo and conditioner out there or hair mask out there on the market that's going to make your hair grow. But I mean, I'll be honest, I just buy whatever's on offer. I go to Tesco, if Pantene's the cheapest one, I'll buy Pantene. If L'Oreal's on offer, I'll grab L'Oreal. I always pretty much stick to those brands though. So it's normally like, I don't go like cheap. It's normally like L'Oreal, Pantene, Tresemme, Herbal Essence, like one of those. But again, like I don't think any of them are particularly going to help you. Maybe Olaplex, is it number 3, I think, the one you can buy. But again, like, I mean, I've used it sometimes, but that is expensive, like £20 for a bottle that's like this big, and you get like 2 uses out of it. Like, it's expensive. So like I might treat myself to that every now and then. I think when I've had like an Amazon voucher for Christmas, I might have bought myself some Olaplex, and I do think that's good because obviously after you use it, you instantly notice your hair feels really good. But again, like, you don't need to rely on it. The main things to take away from this, I feel like this has just been such a waffling, random video, and I've been talking for ages now, and I'm so sorry guys, but let's just go through. So don't bleach your hair constantly and crazy if you're not naturally light, and you know, if you are going to bleach your hair, just be careful and just know and accept that you probably are going to have your hair cut shorter eventually if you're constantly bleaching it. Number 2, restrict your heat use on it. Don't just be blow drying your hair with hot air for the sake of it, or straightening your hair for your work colleagues that don't care about you. Like, just be more, don't be so generous with your heat damage. Like, just find other ways to not need to use heat, basically. 3, don't overwash your hair, because again, if you're washing your hair more, you're going to have to style your hair more. So if I've curled my hair today, then these curls will pretty much stay in my hair until I wash it again. So if I'm washing my hair in a week's time, then I'm still going to have like some loose curls kind of hanging in there in a week's time. Whereas if I wash it today, then by tomorrow I might need to recurl it again, if I've got something on. So again, just like, don't waste, like, don't just slob it out. Like, don't be afraid to look a mess. Use dry shampoo, put your hair in a ponytail. You know, if you haven't got anything important on, and you know, just, I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but yeah, you get my point. And get these vitamins, because I mean, in general, like, your hair is it part of your body? Like, if you need to be healthy on the inside, so you're healthy on the outside, like your hair, your nails. I mean, look at my nails as well. Like, my nails are creepily long. But yeah, just make sure you're eating a healthy diet and drinking water. Like, all of these obvious things, heat, bleach, don't overstyle it, don't overwash it, look after yourself, drink your water. Like, these are all such obvious things, but you just need to be consistent and keep at it, and I promise you, you will see the results you need. So I've been talking for way too long, way too long, but if anything, I just really hope this video helps someone. And if there's anything to take away, do buy these tablets. I need a discount code. Like, they should be sponsoring me, because the amount of people I've told to buy these, I could have earned a fortune if I was JS Health Company. But yes, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I highly doubt any of you have made it this long and far. But if you have, thank you. Please make sure you give it a like as well. Hi, me again. Couple of things. I've just been watching the footage back and I cannot be bothered to refilm this whole thing again. But number 1, some point in the video, I think my hair might have stuck to my lip gloss and dragged it across my face, and I've got like a line of like makeup across my face, and it's so annoying. So I'm really sorry guys, please just ignore that. It's so annoying for me, but like I say, I'm really not going to film the whole thing again because I've got a line of makeup on me. Yes, and another thing, when I was talking about haircuts, about how like cutting your hair isn't going to make your hair grow longer, another thing I didn't mention is obviously if you're getting your hair cut, then you're going to be cutting off the dead split ends that are broken, which obviously is going to stop it breaking all the way up. So obviously, again, although cutting your hair doesn't make your hair grow, having trims regularly is going to make it look thicker at the bottom, and it's going to prevent more of it snapping up all the way up, basically. And then last of all, I just want to basically say a disclaimer. Obviously, I forgot to say this, but obviously I am no expert. I'm just saying my own experience of what I've done to make my hair grow, and I don't think I talked about length of time either. I don't know how I managed to talk for so long and I've missed out so much, but I didn't really mention, but from the picture where I took my extensions out and my hair was all snapped off, that was June 2020, so that was just less than 2.5 years ago. And obviously now this is my hair in November 2022, so pretty much 2.5 years of solid patience and all the things that I've mentioned is what's made my hair grow back naturally. So you just need to stay strong, hang in there, and push through the awkward ugly stages. Another thing I didn't mention again is my hair started getting healthy and thick again, but it was still quite short. Say like January time this year, January 2022, it was about here. And what I would do again is if I had work or a shoot or something, then I would just put some clip-in extensions in, so then I could have the extensions in that would make my hair look amazing, but it wouldn't really be putting any stress on my hair because I could just literally just clip them in for a couple of hours for work or whatever, and then take them out and then just carry on like slobbing it out the rest of the time, like I've already said. And then I think I stopped needing to use clip-in extensions as well when it got to like this summer. I think around June time I just ditched them completely, and now I'm just so happy with how long it is now naturally. So yes, that's it. I'm done. I'm sorry guys, I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm not saying anything about my hair ever again. I've talked way too much and I'm sorry, all right? Thank you for watching. Mwah. Bye.